election. His name, officially on the ballot, is Alaric Lynch. He is known in the Rastafarian community as Jared, as in fire, red, heat, passion. Yes. Yep. Introduce and welcome with Sola and I, Jared, Mr. Alaric Lynch. Yay! Welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure to be on the show.
Well, you know, we really don't script this, and they get a lot of pressure from us because they never know where we're coming from, right? But let me explain one thing. During the show, we have this session, a segment that's called Truth or Dare. You have a choice. You can either decide truth. We ask you a question, and you answer as truthfully as possible, or Kasha doing it enchanted as it is, returning it to a story. Or you take the dare and we dare you to do something that we think our audience members would love to see you do. Okay? Alright, so let's talk. Word on the street is that, you know, y'all independence not coming out strong enough. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all kinda, Sola obviously disagrees with me. She's got this kind of look. Have y'all noticed that Sola has decided to guess every time we come here? I just thought I'd point that out before I go any further. Okay, I don't know what is with this. Anyway, what's your response? Do you think the independents have this election running on its toes, or do you think the Montserrat public is going to ignore the independents and stick with what they know?
Well, I mean, being on the campaign trail for how much weeks now, I would personally say that the people want change. I know that the independents have amalgamated themselves to show the people good character that they're willing to work with one another for the best interests of this country. I would say that the people would definitely endorse the independent candidates and settle what they need.
Now let's go to the obvious. Y'all know me, that's where I like to line. Partner is a Rastafarian. Now, there is one other lady that has lots running on the ballot, but I'm not sure she classifies herself as a Rastafarian. But Jared, Mr. Lynch, is indeed a Rastafarian, which makes him very unique in a culture that, according to the streets, don't particularly care for Rastafarians.
Not to cut you, sweetheart, but I have a question of my own. How have you been treated being, as I would say, the first Rasta to run for this?
I'm telling you, for election.
Yeah.
How's it been? People laugh, they cuss, what are they doing?
Well, you know, I won't be hypocritical. You know, everybody will not be for you. But at the end of the day, the sentiments and the support from the people was well supported and well embraced, you know, regardless of Rasta, regardless of my faith that I embrace, you know. And but I just respect a positive move from a young man, you know, that went through so much, you know, and has resurrected his life, you know, trying to make a positive contribution to his country, you know.
Sounds good, sounds good, sounds good. Let's see. Alright, so basically, you've been able to charm these people into thinking that Rasta is a lot more to Rasta than they think.
But in mind, the Rasta is the fullness, you know. You know what I mean? It represents equality and justice for one another, you know. And I really represent truth, and I'm a representative of the people. I'm from the people. I mean, when I really look at any politician out there that even places themselves as a candidate, they none of them that can really put their foot in my shoes in terms of relating to the people. I'm down here underground, I know what the people feel. So I think the time calls for real people because it's real times.
Okay. Now we've had several governments in this country that have, our term I think it's 5 years per election. And I think since I've been here, we've had 3 attempts at it, we've not made 5 years, okay? And this has been coalition governments based on a mix of party members. Now in this year's election, what's unique is that we have a whole line, we have enough independent candidates that there is the possibility that 9 independent candidates can be elected outside of any party members, which will give us a unique new coalition government. Now we know Montserrat's government or Montserrat's vote in public tends to vote coalition. They have never, as far as I know, except for NPLM, voted for one party. They always mix up, they pick their favorites from amongst them. What do you think? What is your response of the probability that 9 independent candidates are brought up in government? Do you see that there will be a radical change, or do you feel that we're going to go back down the same road like the parties are saying and have a failed government?
No, let me tell you, in my opinion, spirit can manifest without flesh. And everything fails because man fails. And regardless of structure, party structure, because we actually have no continuing party politics in one side. But we have people grouping up together, claiming to be that they are party. You know, some of them riding on one another's back just for a convenience. But in the true sense, I mean, you have independent candidates out there organizing themselves, you know, who have nothing against one another, have more in common in terms of really wanting to see this country go forward. So I'm saying, in terms of party or independent or collision, the whole fact that the system fails is because that the people fail the system. And that's the problem. It all rests back to man because having a small populated country as Montserrat with 5,000 people, I see that we still kind of work together for the best interests of this country. It's a real shame. So it's not really the system. I personally feel it's the ego of the individuals that represent us.
Well, I didn't say it. Don't be calling me or emailing me. I never said that. Nasifa said nothing. Okay, I know y'all think I'm the rebel. I'm not the rebel. I'm the good girl here. Okay.
Yeah, right.
But I do have to add a little something to be a bit rebellish. I can't help it. All right. It's time for truth or dare. So we have our hot dogs. They've been specially treated by the Obion. And whenever they say truth and they don't speak truth, depending on the individual, they get turned into something. And for him, being a Rastafarian, he's going to get turned into a giant stogie if he doesn't tell the truth. All right? So, what will be your choice? Will it be truth or will it be dare?
Well, let's start with truth.
They are just so scared of us. All right, go ahead, hold the kasha, hold it carefully. He might tell a lie because he's a Rasta, he might want to be a stogie. We'll see. Your question today is, if you had a choice to be anybody you wanted to be, who would it be and why?
You mean in the world?
Anybody you wanted to be.
Well, I would like to emulate a man like the Prophet Muhammad,
And why?
because this man was a real forerunner in terms of the black liberation, in terms of restoring the black pride, black heritage, you know, teaching you about self, teaching you that you need to know where you come from, to know where you're going in these times, you know. And I felt personally as a youth coming forward, even within the Rasta faith, that Marcus had a blueprint for salvation. But do we know that good always fights, or evil always fights good? Correction, you know. We had disloyalty within the ranks, you know, and we actually break down the redemption that we was working towards, which was a united Africa, you know, set in a place that black people could feel at home, regardless of wherever they are in the four corners of the world, knowing that they originated from somewhere. So at the end of the day, throughout my past history and my tribulations, you know, and within finding myself, this was a man that gave me great strength, great pride within myself, and told me just hold my head up high and know that, well, you know, victory is close enough because good is always going to overcome evil. So I really do embrace Marcus Garvey as the forerunner and as a real strong black man who never failed the people, but at the end of the day, the people failed to embrace the truth.
He has not transformed people. All he has done is enlightened us with some powerful words. Well said. Nice choice. All right. We haven't been able to turn anybody into anything, but we'll make up for it one day. Somebody will test us. But this is coffee break. You know how it is. Just a short moment to spark up your day and get you going. And you know how it is. We're going to bring in people that are just like you and me, right off the streets, on the beat. This is the Seafront.
And so,
And
My name is Alric Jared Lynch. Come September 8th, vote Alric Lynch, you know. Don't be late for the future of this country.
And he says that his fight is the people's fight. So, when it comes September 8th, for those of you out there that are voting, make history. Allow the first Rastafarian there is to become a member of our elected legislation. Thank you for joining us. And keep tuned to see who is our guest for next week. Love ya. Mwah.